Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this. What's happening right now is beyond anything we've encountered. Something so massive, so clandestine, so game-changing that it threatens to reshape not just a team, but the entire NFC playoff landscape. I'm talking about a secret unfolding behind closed doors, a move so bold and calculated that it could alter the future of a franchise, make NFL history, and leave everyone else scrambling to catch up. And I guarantee you, what I'm about to reveal today is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a reason why certain sources are whispering about this trade with a caution so tight you could cut glass. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear could be the biggest story of the offseason, and there's a whole lot more to come. But first, if you want the inside scoop, the truths you won't find anywhere else, hit that subscribe button now, smash that like, and ring the bell. Only the insiders, the real fans who understand the game's complexity, will be prepared for what's coming. Those of you who want to see past the smoke, beyond the smoke screens, that's where the real story begins. Because I'm not just going to tell you about a trade, I'm going to show you how this one move could tip the scales, ignite a revolution, and catapult the Dallas Cowboys into a new era of dominance. Are you ready? Then let's go deep into the shadowy corridors of NFL power. First, let's set the stage. Dallas, under Brian Schottenheimer's leadership, has been quietly remodeling itself. The recent season was a reflection of that. Sure, they finished 7-9-1, missing the playoffs for the first time since 2023, but behind the scenes, the mood is different. The coaching staff is working feverishly to correct course. Owner Jerry Jones, known for his patience but also his ruthless eye for talent, has been eyeing a game-changing move. All signs point to a shift, an injection of elite talent to push them over the edge. But what could that be? Now, I've followed this team from the inside for years. When they hired Schottenheimer as head coach in January 2025, the whispers started immediately. Jones was looking for stability, yes, but also a seismic upgrade, something to propel this franchise back into Super Bowl contention. And when the offseason kicked off, it was clear they were eyeing the defensive line. Big, physical, disruptive players who could complement their existing core and finally give Dak Prescott the protection and the pass rush he needs. And here's where it gets interesting. There's a name emerging from the shadows, Darius Robinson. Yes, you heard that right. The same Darius Robinson who's currently playing for the Arizona Cardinals, an under-the-radar superstar in the making, lurking just beneath the surface, waiting for his moment. But this isn't just any player. Robinson is a 6'5", 285-pound force of nature, a freak athlete with elite quickness, size, and a developing pass rush repertoire. And the intel I've gathered suggests the Cowboys are quietly orchestrating a blockbuster deal to bring him into the fold. Before I break down how this could happen and what it means for Dallas and the NFL at large, let's do a thorough deep dive into Robinson's profile. This is not a player you sleep on. As of January 27, 2026, Robinson remains with the Cardinals, but trust me, his future is about to shift dramatically. First, let's analyze the player himself. Darius Robinson is only 24, already a seasoned veteran of 5 college seasons at Missouri, where he played both DT and edge, showcasing unusual versatility. He's got a rare combination of size and agility, 6'5", 285 pounds with a 196 cm frame. His athletic testing at the NFL Combine last year was jaw-dropping. A 4.85-second 40-yard dash, 33-inch vertical leap, and elite hand strength. His production at Missouri was impressive, 9 sacks in his senior year, 42 pressures, and consistent run stopping. That combination makes him a hybrid, a pass rusher with interior explosiveness, a run defender with elite power. Let's look at the film. Robinson is a nightmare for blockers. His quick first step allows him to get into the backfield at will, and he's surprisingly agile for his size, able to bend around the edge or bull his way through double teams. His technical game is still raw. He's only played edge full-time for 1 season, but the potential is obvious. His highlight reels are filled with plays where he busts through guards with a violent swim or a powerful rip move, collapsing pockets and forcing hurried throws. His run defense is equally impressive. He's a disciplined tackler, pursuing with relentless pursuit and stuffing runs between the tackles with regularity. Statistically, Robinson's advanced metrics are telling. Among NFL rookies last year, he finished in the top 10% for run-stop percentage and had a pass-rush win rate of around 15%. His 9 sacks as a rookie, despite missing 11 games due to injury, tell you he's got a ceiling that's still rising. And the coaches, those who have studied him closely, are raving. Scouts who have watched his progression say he's a ball of clay, waiting to be molded into an elite pass rusher with the right coaching. Now, why are the Cowboys so interested? Because they see the same potential. They're desperate for a disruptive force on the edge, a player who can anchor the run defense and pivot into a double-digit sack pass rusher as early as next season. They've been monitoring trade markets, weighing options, and Robinson's name keeps popping up in whispers from NFL insiders connected to the league's inner circles. The timing. Absolutely perfect. They want a high-upside defender who's still young, who can grow within their scheme, and who can elevate their defense from good to dominant. But here's the twist. How would a trade even work? Well, Dallas's cap situation is complicated but manageable. Robinson is still on his rookie deal, roughly $3 million in base salary for 2026, with a cap hit around $3.2 million. Arizona is in a rebuild, and they need to start their rebuild with assets, draft picks, young players, and maybe even a veteran or two to accelerate their timeline. Dallas, on the other hand, has multiple high-value picks and cap space, enough to make this happen. Sources suggest the Cowboys might offer a mid-round pick or a swap of late-rounders, along with a player or two, perhaps someone like Malik Jefferson or a young defensive lineman. Not the kind of offer that screams desperation, but enough to lure the Cardinals into a smart, reciprocal deal. Arizona would get a fresh, high-upside pass rusher, some draft capital, and perhaps a veteran presence to help their young core, more than enough to justify parting with Robinson for the right price. Now, the main question: why would Arizona trade Robinson now? Because as much as they value his potential, they're also in a deep rebuild. The roster is young, and they need draft picks to accelerate their process. Robinson's injury history, and the fact that they already have a loaded defensive front, means they're open to moving him if the right offer comes along. Plus, the Cowboys could swoop in with a compelling package, and Robinson's breakout is just around the corner, meaning the Cardinals could flip him for assets that fit their rebuilding plan. But let's push this even further. One of the reasons this rumor has gained traction is because of recent scouting reports and trade talks from league insiders. They say Dallas's front office has been intensely studying Robinson's film, comparing him to recent pass rushers who made big jumps. Think of Jard Verse or Lavon Chasen at the same stage of their careers. The Cowboys see him as a future Pro Bowler, an X-factor who can redefine their defense almost overnight. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The package Dallas might offer would likely include a day 2 pick, perhaps a 2026 second-rounder, and a player that fits their scheme, someone who can come in immediately and contribute. From Arizona's perspective, they get a young, versatile defender with a lot of untapped potential, someone who ticks all the boxes for their future plans. From Dallas's side, they get an already productive, physically gifted player who can be a cornerstone of their front seven for years to come. The scheme fit is perfect. Schottenheimer favors aggressive, versatile linemen, players who can rush the passer from multiple angles and hold their ground against the run. Robinson's blend of traits makes him an ideal candidate for the Cowboys' defense. He's not just a run stuffer. He's a disruptor who can line up inside or outside, a Swiss Army knife capable of unlocking new levels of pressure. But let's not forget, this isn't a move made in haste. The Cowboys will want to see Robinson fully healthy, evaluate his medicals, and make sure his character and locker room presence align with their culture. They will also steer clear if the Cardinals demand an astronomical price, because even in a rebuild, they will want to maximize their return. And Robinson's age, talent, and upside make him one of the most valuable trade chips available this winter. Now, what does this mean for the NFC? It's as if a new juggernaut has entered the arena. Dallas, already loaded on offense, would have added the missing piece on defense, a dominant, disruptive force. The other contenders, they'd better be paying attention because this move could set a new standard. The Cowboys would be primed for a deep playoff run, and Robinson's presence might just be enough to topple the league's best. And that's not all. The ripple effects are enormous. Imagine Robinson paired with Micah Parsons. Imagine the havoc they could create together, constantly collapsing pockets, forcing turnovers, and dominating games from start to finish. The NFL's landscape could change overnight. Rivals like the Eagles, 49ers, or Seahawks, they'd be shaking in their boots because the Cowboys' transformation wouldn't just be incremental, it would be a seismic shift. So what's the timeline? If this trade is happening, if the Cowboys can pull it off, they'd want to do it before the NFL draft during the early offseason. That would give Robinson a full summer to integrate, learn the scheme, and be ready for September. The league waits with bated breath. Rumors swirl, but my sources tell me this isn't just idle chatter. Something big is brewing, and the payoff could be historic. Now, to close this out, let's analyze the final implications. Robinson's move to Dallas would be a statement, one that echoes across the league. It's a bold gamble, but one that could pay dividends. His youth, talent, and potential, combined with the Cowboys' coaching staff and their desire for a new era, make this not just a plausible scenario, but a certainty in the making. Brace yourselves, because when this trade finally happens, it won't just be a headline. It'll be the beginning of a new chapter, one that redefines both Robinson's career and Dallas's championship dreams. And if you've been paying close attention, you've seen the clues, heard the whispers, and now you're right there on the inside. Stay tuned, because I promise, what's coming next will blow your mind. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.